are going to start Module 4. We're still learning about trees, but now we're going to be learning about how we can enjoy and appreciate these trees. And in our last unit, we learned that trees are so important. They provide so much for animals and people. What do we do with things that are important to us? Let's think about that. What do we do with things that are important to us? We take care of things that are important to us. Do we throw them on the ground? No, that's silly. We take care of them. We make sure that they're safe and that they're okay and we don't mess them up. So we know that trees are important, so we should be taking care of them and enjoying them. So we're going to start today by looking at a book. It's called Gus is a Tree. I want you to take a look at this illustration, this picture on the front. I want you to think about, how is Gus enjoying this tree on the front of this book? How is he enjoying this tree? Well, I can see that he's enjoying this tree because he's running around and playing underneath it. He's got one of the leaves there in his hand. He's looking at it. He's smiling. He's happy. He's enjoying his time playing under the tree. So we're going to learn more about how Gus enjoys trees in this book called Gus is a Tree. It was written by Claire Babin. She's the author. She wrote the book. It was illustrated by Oliver Talik. He's the illustrator. He drew all the pictures. So it says Gus is a tree. Gus is a tree. In the schoolyard, children run in every direction. They play tag and ball. They holler and shout. But where is Gus? He is sitting peacefully under a tree, relaxing. There he is right there. We could see that Gus is relaxing because he's sitting, he's quiet. Gus loves trees. He loves to touch their rough bark and to look at their leaves floating high above his head. The smell of the wood and the earth that drifts up from the ground strikes him as oddly pleasant. Oddly pleasant. That means he likes it. As Gus begins to drift off, he recalls his walks in the forest with his dad. His eyes close. Once again, he sees big slugs scattered all over the ground, and he hears twigs cracking underfoot. He also recalls the bitter taste of a raw chestnut. Despite the noisy games of the other children, Gus dozes off and begins to dream. Let's take a look at Gus right here in this picture. How do we know that he is enjoying these trees? How can we tell that he is enjoying and having a good time in these trees? We know he's having a good time because we can see him smiling. He's walking with his dad, and they're playing together in the forest. Gus dreams that he is a tree, surrounded by many other trees. There are short trees, tall trees, thick trees, and thin trees. Birches, oaks, and beeches share the forest. Gus dreams that he is a big old tree with huge branches. Now they said the word birches, oaks, and beeches. Birches, oaks, and beeches are all different kinds of trees. You remember we studied different kinds of trees. As the wind blows through his leaves, Gus feels ticklish all over. He shivers right down to the veins in his leaves. His branches wave and sway, rocking him just like his mommy does when he sits on her lap. Gus is surprised to see that the sun is already setting. Day ends as the last rays of sun spread the colors of autumn across the sky. A mama wild boar and her little ones set out in search of their supper, their snouts leading the way. Stars begin to appear, twinkling across the sky. Night has fallen, but Gus isn't afraid. As it turns out, night isn't as inky black as he thought. Beneath the moon, it's almost as if a new day is beginning. Owls hoot and bats circle. Suddenly, Gus sees something stir right in front of him. It's a dormouse that scurries out of a knot in the bark of a nearby tree and darts into the night. Here's that knot they're talking about. It's almost like the holes that we were looking at where owls live. The wind begins to blow. Clouds cover the sky. All at once, large raindrops begin to fall, hitting against the leaves. Little by little, the drumming of the rain covers the other sounds of the forest. A small stream begins to form around Gus's roots, sinking into the moss. How fresh it smells. They say it smells fresh. How do we know when they say it smells fresh? Do we think that he is enjoying that? Yes, because fresh is a smell that we like. We like it when things smell fresh. So he is enjoying the way the trees smell. Gus feels the clawed paws of a family of squirrels scurry down his trunk. They disappear between the trees. Suddenly, a ray of light, is it moonlight or sunlight, breaks through the dark clouds. Gus is dazzled. From far away, Gus begins to hear something strange. A sound he can't quite make out. Something like laughter or voices. Gus, wake up! You're going to get completely soaked. Gus opened his eyes, dazed and dreamy. It's raining hard. His friends are gathered around him, their hoods over their heads. Eugene, his buddy, shakes him by the shoulder, smiling. Come on, come down from your cloud, Gus. It's time to go inside. You can see all the pictures of the different types of trees. Here is the bark, the twigs. This is a picture of a birch tree. Here's a picture of an oak tree. Here's a picture of a beech tree. The branches in a tree, the leaves on the tree, and here you can see the veins on the leaf. Autumn is the season that follows summer. It's when our leaves change colors from green to orange, yellow, and red. The knot on the tree is where we saw the dormouse came out of. It's where a branch fell off, and now there's a hole for something to live in. The roots are what goes all the way into the ground to help the tree stay in the ground. And here is the moss that grows on the bottom. And the trunk of the tree is the part that's in the middle that goes all the way from the ground to the very top of the tree, the crown, where the branches come out of. That is the end of our story. I hope that we enjoyed our story today, reading about how Gus is a tree. So now that we've heard about how he enjoys it, we have observed how he is enjoying it. Now we are going to do something else. Our new learning target is going to be, I can observe how people and characters enjoy trees. So as we observed our tree, now we're going to talk about it. What's the question we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about how are trees important to us? How are trees important to us and our communities? Let's think for a minute really hard about how trees are important to us and our whole community. I'm going to think, you think too. I think I have one. Trees are important to us because we eat food from trees. So we know that people eat food from trees. We know people eat food from trees. Who else eats food from trees? Animals. So we're going to put animals eat food from our trees. What else do animals do in trees? Why would a tree be important to an animal? Some of the animals live in trees. Let's see. Animals live in trees. What else? Well, we know that people can relax under trees. It's a nice place, so people can relax under trees. And we also know from all of our reading that trees make wood and paper, which provide very important stuff for us. So trees make wood and paper. Paper is super important. We use it every day at school. Alright, so these are just a couple reasons why trees would be important to us and why they'd be important to our whole community, because it's not just animals who get stuff from trees, it's people. People like to relax under trees too. They're very pretty to look at, and they're also very useful because they give us things that we need. So now we are going to look at a new target. I can describe how people and characters enjoy trees. So we're going to do a writing and drawing activity together. Put this away. Okay, now I'm going to write my sentence. What can my sentence be? Sentence is going to say, we can enjoy a tree by, let's put that up there. We can enjoy a tree by, what's the sentence I want to write? We can enjoy a tree by, I've got it. We can enjoy a tree by sitting in the shade. That's 4 more words to my sentence. Sitting in the shade. Now, I know what goes at the end of my sentence. A period goes at the end of my sentence. Okay, so let's write my sentence. We can enjoy a tree by sitting in, I know how to spell in, in the, I know how to spell the, T-H-E, by sitting in the shade. Shh. Ooh, I know that sound is S-H. Shh. A. Ooh, that's an A. Shade. All right, by sitting in the shade. Let me read my whole sentence out loud to you. We can enjoy a tree by sitting in the shade. That is definitely a way we can enjoy a tree together. All right, I've even seen some of us play outside in the shade instead of in the hot, hot sun. That's a way we can even enjoy a tree at school. Now I'm going to draw my picture. I'm going to take the colors that I have to go ahead and show my picture. So first I'm going to draw my tree. Here it is. I'm going to color in my tree. Okay. Now I'm going to get my green leaves. I want my tree to be really big. Alright, then I'm going to color in my tree. Right? I want to make sure that when I'm coloring, I'm paying attention to where I'm coloring. I'm paying attention to what colors I'm using. I'm paying attention to where my hand is. I'm going to color way over here. Oh, that is so silly. we're just going to keep on filling in that tree so we can have a beautiful picture. And we know our picture needs to match our sentence. We can't just draw a picture of anything. No, we cannot. So now I'm going to add a little bit of grass at the bottom because I know that there's grass outside on the ground. So I'm going to think, if I'm going to be sitting in the shade, am I going to be sitting way over here? No, I'm not going to sit way over there. Way up here in the sky? No. No, that's not right. I have to think. If I'm going to be in the shade, I'm going to be under the tree. Okay? So here I am. I'm going to be sitting right here. And I'm going to be sitting, whoop. Maybe I'll have a little blanket. Maybe I'll be sitting on a little blue blanket, right? I'm saying, hi, there are my little hands. And, oh, a smile because I'm enjoying this. Okay, now I'm going to take my red marker so I can write our labels. We know that this is a T-R-E, a tree. And we know that tree is tricky and it has 2 E's. Here I am and I'm sitting in the what? The shade. I already spelled shade right here, so I can just look right there. There's the shade. And me. Okay? And we have the grass. And we even know that this is the trunk of the tree, so I'm going to label that as well. Trunk. Trunk. We know that's the trunk of the tree. Okay, so have I drawn my picture to match my sentence? I have. And my sentence tells a way that I can enjoy a tree? It does. And my picture is colored with high quality work. With high quality work. We want to make sure that we're not just scribbling all over our paper and we're thinking about the colors we use. And I have all my labels. So now it's time for you at your house to get a piece of paper. Try writing the sentence. We can enjoy a tree by. How can you enjoy a tree? And what picture are you going to write? Right? So you have to think, how can you appreciate and enjoy a tree? Draw your picture with your labels that match. Okay, time for you to try.